what's up, y'all? It's Bobby Man. I've been getting neck pains recently and I gotta wear this stupid pillow because I've been getting backlash from dealing with the crap going on in professional wrestling, especially with WWE and you, Paul Levesque, aka Lazy Levesque. That's the first topic we're gonna get on, the laziness in professional wrestling, especially with WWE. I go on Instagram, I pull my phone up thinking I'm gonna see some nice BBWs on my timeline. Instead, it's Roman Reigns talking about he has a tag match on SummerSCAM. Like, why do we even have Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis when 90% of the time the fucking wrestlers are backstage or walking on a treadmill booking the matches?
But these boys think they're the future. And the only way to really become the future, become who you think you are, is by capturing the moment. And you can't do that only on Mondays now. You gotta do it at the big PLEs. You gotta do it at the SummerSlams, at the Royal Rumbles, at the Manias. That's how I've made my career. That's how I've made my living. If main event Jey Uso, the Yeet Man himself, would trust me one last time. I loved it last night. I love standing shoulder to shoulder, taking on anybody. I love doing that with my family. If he'll trust me and accept this challenge with me, I say we take on the Bronze.
Roman Reigns be cracking me up. Soon as he said Bronze, I'm like, man, we're about to get LeBron James and his son Bronny James at SummerSCAM? But of course not. At least that'd be more entertaining than having Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins backup dancers. But man, we got what we got. He put the proposition out there for Jey Uso, and I guess WWE Creative is too lazy to have Jey Uso respond on the treadmill at the gym, or maybe wait this SmackDown. I guess we all know what he's gonna say, right? Yeet. Bro, that yeet shit is getting old, it's stale, it's like, if you're past the age of 10 years old, it just doesn't hit for you anymore. Nevertheless, SummerSCAM, the scam of the century, we got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, all jokes aside, somebody said this in my comments and I agree. Roman Reigns actually is putting over Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed whether they win or not. We need Roman Reigns in that position to put over new talent, and I gotta agree with that. I get that, you know what I mean? I don't like how Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed is being booked, but I do agree with them being in a tag match and you got Roman Reigns there. You're putting a lot of spotlight, a lot of attention on somebody like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, especially Bronson Reed. Now, the thing is this. Having Roman Reigns help put over Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, the Bronze, isn't gonna mean shit if Bronson Reed is walking around holding somebody else's Money in the Bank briefcase. Let Paul Heyman hold that briefcase. You look like a complete idiot walking around with a briefcase that's not yours. People are asking me, Bobby Marceau, is Seth Rollins coming back? Is Seth Rollins really injured? Will he come back to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase? I'm saying no. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I see JD from NY. He thinks Seth Rollins' injury is a work. I see other people backstage. They're saying, man, it is a complete, legitimate injury. What do I think? I go back and forth every day. Y'all know I'm a little bit bipolar, but man, I gotta go with it is a real injury. I think the injury is real. Now, of course, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if Seth Rollins come out, whoa, in the middle of the match of one of the championship matches, but that won't be the first time WWE made me look like a fool, so it ain't gonna hurt that bad. Now, back to WWE and all the laziness that's been going on. I seen a post on Instagram and it was interesting. It says, no wrestler born in the 90s have ever won a WWE championship. This makes absolutely no sense and it proves my point. the lack of ability to create WWE superstars that's fresh, that's new, is one of WWE's biggest problems. Now, they have superstars on the brink, like I always say, Trick Williams. He's one of the dudes that's on the brink of really crossing over. He just can't get booked into the sea of mediocrity with WWE creative. But Trick Williams, Obafemi, you got a lot of people that's coming up that got promising careers. You had people like Carmelo Hayes, but he's getting buried every time we turn on SmackDown. Austin Theory, where the fuck is he even at? Man, since Vince McMahon got the boot, Austin Theory couldn't get out the fucking graveyard. They had him stuck with Grayson Waller in the nothing segments, and it's like, where are the new stars at? Why haven't nobody in the 90s? We're in the fucking 20s, we're approaching 2030s, and nobody that was born in the 90s have won a championship? It makes zero sense. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. Now, after my video I did where I went over Eric Bischoff saying TNA will be over AEW in 12 months, I came across a post on Facebook, shout out dirtsheets.net, and man, they made an interesting point saying that, man, TNA could be swimming up Schitt's Creek with the partnership with WWE. And man, I'm gonna show y'all this. It says in the article, he says, I cannot believe I have to say this, but TNA has completely lost the plot. Their top two titles, their prized possessions, are currently being held by WWE employees. Let that sink in, stupid. The face of TNA men's division and Knockouts division are both walking billboards for WWE. And for what? A new social media click and potential TV deal? You gotta be kidding me. He also says, we've been here before. TNA has already sold its soul once during the AEW crossover, handing the Impact World title to Kenny Omega and Christian Cage, while their own roster, guys like Moose, Sami Callihan, Eddie Edwards, and Rich Swann sat in the background like afterthoughts. A brief ratings bump, a few headlines, and then poof! Nothing, nada. And now they're pulling the same exact stunt, only worse with WWE, Trick Williams and JC Jane, walking to TNA, take the two biggest title belts in history, and walk out with all the momentum while TNA talent gets left in the dust. It's insulting, it's spineless, and I gotta agree with dirtsheets.net. If you got Facebook group, man, you go follow that group because he makes a lot of great points. And man, TNA, I agree with this 100% now I think about it. What a bunch of fucking idiots that's doing a partnership with WWE and TKO. We all know the debt TKO's in. But man, they did a partnership with WWE and TKO, and now look, you got guys like Moose. You got guys like, I don't even know the TNA roster. I'm gonna be honest. I know AJ Francis. I see him doing great things. I know the Hardy Boys, but yeah, it's not too many people I know. I gotta catch up on TNA, but y'all get it, man. Y'all have other stars y'all need to be curating. Now, I know there's some heat with some AEW fans because I refuse to grab a bottle and a pacifier and just softball Tony Khan and tell him he's doing everything perfect. I refuse to. I'm going to be on Tony Khan's ass just like I'm on Paul Levesque's ass about the creative. But let's not get it construed because I see there's certain narratives online and people actually comparing. Right now in 2025, you can't even compare what AEW is the WWE. It's no fucking comparison. Watching WWE is like watching something on the Disney Channel compared to a pro wrestling company actually making an attempt to put on a show that's booked for people over the age of 21. I'm gonna compare the shows. Literally, think about it. This week, we got Monday Night Raw starting off with CM Punk and Gunther talking about absolutely nothing in a title match that means absolutely nothing at the scam of the century, SummerSCAM, compared to what AEW did tonight on Dynamite. It started off MJF and Hangman Adam Page. MJF telling Hangman like, yo, bro, I don't need this to get that title. I had the title before and I'm gonna get it again. I don't even need the contract. MJF, there is not one person on the AEW roster, and I think probably both rosters, MJF might be the #1 pro wrestler right now as we speak, bro. This dude cut perfect promos, perfect gimmicks. He put AEW on his back. I love what MJF is doing. That's my man, bro. But man, they're having a back and forth. Then the first match from the rip, we're seeing somebody get tied up into a chain. Wheeler Yuta almost get choked out for playing with Hangman Adam Page, but he doesn't do it. Then he tells him, yo, bro, you see the Death Riders ain't come out for you, man. What's up with that, man? I'm gonna spare you, though. And it wasn't a 50-50 match. Hangman beat Wheeler ass the whole match. Opposed to the first match on Raw, you got Rusev versus Sheamus. Sheamus botches a move, and after botching it, he flies off the turnbuckle and say, are you not entertained? No! Sheamus, like I told you the other day, get your panties out of your ass and stop complaining about content creators saying your match sucks. You talking about banger after banger after banger. We don't give a shit about that. We care about storylines, and if anyone else gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Your storyline with Rusev sucks. Like I told all of y'all, I was very interested in seeing how is this Death Riders and Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page gonna go after All In? Where do you go after you put on one of the greatest death matches, hardcore matches, main events of all time? Hangman come out, he don't even want to beef, he don't want to fight with nobody. He wants to tell Jon Moxley that, yo, yeah, you said I ain't with that. You said I don't got the heart to hold this title, to be the top man of the company. I'ma prove it to you. He tells him next week, World Championship match on Dynamite. The only stipulation, nobody gets to come in the ring. Just me, you, and a ref, man to man. Let's see who's gonna lock. Yo, this is incredible. Dynamite next week, that match, the storytelling alone is going to carry that match. And it's gonna make that, a billion times better than whatever fucking shit WWE plans on doing next week. Next week at Dynamite actually might be better than SummerSCAM. Who knows? Who knows? But this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens when you're putting together storylines, when you're putting together stipulations, when you're telling stories, when the stories have depth in them, man. That's all we're asking for. Just a little bit of effort. Is AEW perfect? No. But we see a certain level of effort Tony Khan is doing. Tony Khan isn't just sitting in his fucking mansion in Maui or sitting in his top floor of his stupid ass corporate offices calling shots from the phone. He's in Gorilla. He's talking to the wrestlers. He's catching the flights. He's at the events early. He's at the events late. That's what we're missing from WWE, the passion. Now also on AEW got an interesting storyline going on with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. We seen how MJF had to go through all these hoops and obstacles to be a part of the Hurt Syndicate, and it lasted about 45 minutes. Already, Bobby Lashley is putting the thumbs down, telling him he don't want him in the Hurt Syndicate no more. And that's because MJF, it was in the back locker room. He was popping shit like, man, where was y'all at? Y'all wasn't backing me up. And he started talking shit to MVP, and Bobby Lashley just had enough, yoked him up, put him on the locker like he's a fucking 14-year-old nerd or something like that in high school, kind of like how my life was when I was growing up in high school and I had the bully throw me in a locker, give me a wedgie, and take my lunch money. Now also in the main event match, we got Darby Allin. He's just coming out of nowhere, but he's just He's just staring. He's not really doing nothing. All the AEW people, let me know in the comments, what is Darby Allin doing? Like, why isn't he not catching wreck? Grab a chair, grab a spike bat, grab something, a table, something that just cause some wreck. Him just looking scary, or if y'all want to call that scary, in a crowd with half his face painted, isn't really doing much for me. But maybe I'm missing something. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments, the AEW people, is there some type of psychological thing he's doing? Is he doing voodoo from the crowd like Papa Sean back in the day when he did voodoo? Remember when Papa Sean did the voodoo on Ultimate Warrior? That shit was fire. But is he doing something like that? What is going on? Let me know in the comments what y'all think about all of that, man. What do you think about AEW, AEW Dynamite? Did you like Dynamite? I enjoyed Dynamite tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, man. Let me know what you think about Roman Reigns booking a match while he's on the treadmill, 0 incline, and probably like 0.2 speed, but he books the match, and I can't even say nothing about Roman Reigns. I need to take my ass on a treadmill, to be honest. Also, let me know what you think about TNA. Why does NXT have TNA titles? How long are they gonna keep that game up? And is it gonna work out for them in the long run? Let me know what you think about that. It's Bobby Monsoon 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye!